the gate of nedivut, generosity. Generosity is the trait where a man achieves great heights. Nedivut derech tova, when someone's generous in the right way. אז היא משובחת מאוד, מביא את האדם מעלות רבות בעולם הזה ובעולם הבא. It brings a person many great attainments, both in this world and next. As it says, matan adam yarchiv lo. When you are large with people, then Hashem opens the path for you. You're going to have a large path. כי יעבור מתנותיו יאהבוהו מלכים ושרים וכל אדם. First of all, it causes everybody to love you when you're large and not cheap. Now, cheap doesn't mean with money only. Cheap means how do you do the favor? Or how do you speak to somebody? Or how do you make yourself available for somebody? There's three types of generosity. Echad nidivut mamon, generosity with money. Sheni nidivut beguf, generous with your physical body, available to help people. And third, nidivut bechokhmah, generous with wisdom. Do you share your wisdom or you keep it for yourself? As it says, Abraham Avinu, he had all three generosities. He was generous with wealth, as it says, Veita Eshet. He planted the tree, the Eshel tree. What's the Eshel tree? Acronym for what? Eating, Achila, Shtia, Levaya. Eating, drinking, and escorting. Now, generous with his body, because what? Shehitzil, Lot. He went and he put his body on the line to go save Lot. And he was generous with his wisdom, and he converted a lot of people. He spread the Torah everywhere, to the point where if you ate by him, he said, if you praise to Hashem, good, free. If you don't, you have to pay. He was doing the first Chazak, Kiruv. He was doing the first J-Wave, the after school program. They come, they eat, they teach them shiur. He was doing that, number one already. So therefore, if a person does this, he's like Avraham Avinu, and he'll gain much honor. People think, how do you get honor? People have to give me honor. No, you have to give to people. The honor comes automatically. Obviously, you don't do it to get honor, but I'm saying one of the benefits automatically is that Rabbi Michalu Pnei Nadiv. Mishnah says, many friends get the person who's generous gets. Right? The generous person gets a lot of friends. And then when you need them, they'll be there for you. He says, know that a gift in a proper place, matana b'makom she'iruya, kagon tzedakah le'aniyim yirei shamayim, ota matana hi matmon safun. It's like a stored up treasure when you give a gift in the proper time, in the proper place. It'll never be forgotten. You know the power of somebody, when you give somebody a gift, they never forget in their life. Never in their life. 20 years later, they'll say, you see this guy? I was in a situation, and he came and he helped me, and because of him, I got on my feet. I'm forever indebted to you. How powerful it is, the connection you build with somebody. There's some rabbis that the person says, I don't go to his shiurim, but he's my rabbi. I said, why? Because when I was in a situation, he was there for me, he helped me. The rabbi thought it was a little favor, but for that guy, it was the whole world. That he gave him that small favor. He said, this guy, in my eyes, Why? Because the power of being generous. As the pasuk says, Shlach lachmecha al pnei hamayim. Ki berov hayamim timtzaenu. Kohelet says, throw your bread on the water. What does that mean? Sometimes give your bread. Be generous. You think you're throwing it in the water, you're throwing it away. You're not. In the end, you will find it. In many days, you will find it. And those who possess this trait grow wealthy. Whoever is generous will become wealthy. As it says, Noten larash en mahsor. Yesh mefazer ve'nosaf od. The Mishnah says there's a person who gives and he gets more. He gives to the poor, he'll never be missing. That's referring to the person who is generous. As the Gemara says, Mi sheiten matana gdola mi sheshoel matana hu chatzi nativ. אבל הנדיב השלם הוא שנותן תדיר מעט רב קודם שישאלו ממנו. The generous person doesn't wait till people ask him for things. He's looking, he sees, he goes and gets. What happens? There's a person who comes to get a coffee. There's no cups. What does he do? No cups. That's it. It is what it is. And he sees the next guy after him. Oh, there's no cups? Yeah, there's no cups. Okay, yalla. It is what it is. A guy who's generous, he says, there's no cups? I'm going to go bring cups. What? He doesn't wait till people ask for cups. He right away checks, there's no cups. You know what? Let me go get cups. And people come and there's cups already. They don't know that this guy brought cups. This guy is such a generous guy. He has a hidden mitzvah. He has such a zechut because he looked even before people ask and he did it. So therefore, that's the level of generosity we're trying to get at. Right? They say that people are shuster. What's shuster mean? They're alert. People are shuster. You don't need to say anything. They already know. They see that the people finish eating. The wife, she already starts changing the plates. Their husband doesn't even need to say anything, right? They finish the meat. She already cleaning the table, bringing slatki sol, bringing dessert. The husband doesn't need it. Why? Because she picks up on these things. She has a generous spirit. A lazy person, you tell him, come on, go, do it, get up, let's go. So he says, oh, okay, fine. You asked me 5 times, I'll go do it. Generous person, you don't even need to say anything. He does it himself, right? Because he knows, he's wise, and he realizes this midah is the best midah to have. And he says the person has to know what the sages say. How do you become generous? Practice. You have to practice. It's habit. You're not really called generous until you do it every time. If you're generous sometimes, you're not generous sometimes, you're not called generous. That means that in the moment you had the ability to, so you did it. It was easy for you. There's 2 types of chesed. There's chesed where, you know what, you should wear a tie on Shabbat. Here, I'll give you a tie. And which tie did he give him? He gave him the tie that he never wears. He doesn't like it. It's ugly, right? And then there's a guy who says, you know what, I have a best tie. I want you to wear like me. The tie I would wear, take it off. Here, I want you to have this tie. Chesed for you, not because it's easy for me. I want to get rid of it. I really want it also, but I want you to have like me. So this person also, he was generous. He does it because he really wants the other person to have, not because it's easy for him. Oh, I have a write-off. You know, it's now the end of your taxes. So here, I give donation $20,000. Whoa, I give $20,000. Come on, that's a write-off. Anyways, you wouldn't see that money. I want to see you give money that you could have spent a little luxuries on yourself, and that you gave away. Oh, now we're talking. That's a hesed. That's something that shows your generosity. He says one more word over here. He says that's why the halacha says it's better to give. If you have 1,000 gold coins, it's better to give 1,000 people 1 coin than to give 1,000 coins to one guy. Because the habit to give again.
So each coin is a mitzvah actually?
Yeah. That's why the pasuk says, "Akol lefi." The Pirkei Avot says, "Akol lefi rova maaseh." The way you are is what you do most of the time. Most of your actions, that's what's going to be. Therefore, your habits, you're building habits. If a person does not generous, the Torah, because tzedakah requires us to be generous. The Torah says you have to give to everybody, right, who is worthy. And if you don't, you close your eyes. What the Torah said, we said in the Shabbat, so you see how important it is that a Jew it's not nice to be generous. A Jew must be generous. That's what a Jew is. What are the 3 signs? He's humble, he's merciful, he has shame, and he's gomle chasadim. They do chesed. He's generous. Jewish people are generous people. They must be. And if you're not, so that means that something's wrong with you. You're not being the Jew you're supposed to be. What are you saying? זה כמעט אותו דבר. חסד זה עוזרים אחד לשני.
לעזור לו בדברים אחרים גם.
כן, אבל ג'נרס, נדיבות, זה יכול להיות בכסף, זה יכול להיות עם הגוף, זה יכול להיות בחוכמה גם. It's a style of how to treat people. כן. So now, a person who gives with a sour face, we said you lose the reward for the mitzvah. And also, when a person gives tzedakah, it's not just to give the money. To give the person a job, to give a person a loan, that's a higher level of tzedakah. So you see that we don't say just give and get rid of him. You're supposed to think and look, what is the best for this guy? If he gets a job, he won't ever need tzedakah again. If he gets a loan, he's not going to be embarrassed that he got a donation. So you see how the Torah says, don't think what's easy for you. Think what's the best for the other guy. Baruch